In the last 12 months, we used Smartlead to send cold emails at scale and got amazing results to grow breakcold. So it was super natural for us to build a native integration with Smartlead. In this video, you'll find a tutorial on how to use the Smartlead integration and an interview with the founder of Smartlead, Vaibhav. What is Smartlead and what is your role at Smartlead?
Smartlead is effectively a lead generation platform. People use us to go ahead and send emails or outbound emails at scale, amongst other things that we've got in a multi-channel approach. And the whole job of Smartlead is to help sales teams and any company looking to add pipeline in using outbound to successfully do that, because at least from what we believe and we've seen from our users, we've got the best deliverability mechanism in the market to help you send mails at scale. The product is built for agencies because it's driven on an API first infrastructure, mass scale sending, and so on and so forth. But we've got a large intake of enterprise users as well nowadays. A lot of known to brands in the market that use us for enabling their sales team. And we also have a bunch of SaaS companies that use the product effectively to help them with their experimental outbound and lead gen. So,
what is the latest big feature you guys released, and why was it a game changer?
I think it'd definitely be our new analytics, global analytics. It's I think is the biggest pressing thing that a lot of people had. If you're an agency, performance matters, and you want to make sure that you're aware of all the numbers to the T, how your team members are performing, first response from your team members, what mailboxes are doing good, which domains are doing good, which I think nowadays we've got a lot of these Outlook and Gmail vendors, but there's no easy way to compare which one's better. So effectively the analytics, as weird but important as it sounds, the most impactful one we've seen for customers is a complete upgrade in a ground build of the analytics that gives people that really true core insights as to what's working for them, what's not working for them, so they can make the changes.
All right, guys, so this is how the native integration with Smartlead works. So essentially, the first thing that you're going to do is that you're going to go to settings, then you're going to click on the App Store, then you're going to type Smartlead, you're going to click here, and you're going to click on Install. Once you've clicked on Install, you need to go to Smartlead. So right now, I am in Smartlead. I'm going to go to my settings. So, oops. So I'm going to click here, settings. Then you're going to click on generate API key. So I'm going to click on generate API key. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to go back to breakcold and I'm going to copy paste the API key. And I'm going to click on validate and save API key. And now the Smartlead integration is set up. So there's two ways in how you can use this integration. So the first way is to push leads automatically from Smartlead, from breakcold, to Smartlead. So for example, when the lead goes into a specific sales CRM list and into a specific sales pipeline stage, automatically go to a Smartlead campaign. So I'm going to click on activate here. And you see, I'm going to say, okay, when the lead goes into the onboarding service list, and within that list, the lead goes to message email sent, automatically push the lead to the test campaign. So you see here, I have a list of campaigns. I'm going to click on test campaign and I'm going to click on save configuration. And now I'm going to go to the pipeline and I'm going to go to onboarding service. And we see that we have this lead, Oliver. So when I'm going to move Oliver from message email send stage, he will go directly into the Smartlead campaign. So I'm going to just pause the video. All right, so right now we are in the test campaign. As you can see, we have 0 leads within that campaign. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to move Oliver to message email sent. I'm going to release, and then I'm going to I don't even have to do it. So I thought I had to refresh the page, but no, just directly, you can see that now we have this lead that has been imported via API. So Oliver is now inside the campaign. So that's pretty much mission accomplished here. The lead has been imported. So now when I'm go back to breakcold, I'm going to show you another ways to import leads. So another way is that when you click on the 3 dots on the top right, so whether or not you are inside a lead, you're going to be able to push people to Smartlead. So here we already have Oliver there. So we're just going to do a bunch of things. And by the way, so let me actually just reset. And so when you push leads into a campaign using the list, you can, like, it will take into account your tags and your filters. So for example, here you see we have a bunch of people where we don't have emails on them, and so we just want to push people where we have emails, right? Otherwise, like, it won't work, or like you, it won't be not qualified leads. It won't work in like smart lead. And so you see here I just have the people with the email, and within this, let's say we just want to push people that have been engaged. So precisely these two leads. So here it's like a very simple example, but you can imagine in the future, like having hundreds or thousands of leads where you just want to push two specific leads inside your campaign. And then I'm going to click on push to smart lead, and I'm going to click on test campaign. So I'm going to click on submit, and here we go. And now we're gonna wait a couple of seconds. I'm gonna go back. Okay, so it's very instant. By the way, I gotta say, guys, like Smartlead has by far the best API of all the tools we've integrated, because in all the other tools I had to refresh manually to see what's happening. And right now, like the moment you click, they're directly inside the campaign, which is, I think, very, very powerful and a testimony of how good Smartlead is as a cold emailing tool. And this is what we are using at Breakcold, by the way. So yeah, this is how the leads have been imported. So this is the two ways in how you can import leads inside Smartlead using Breakcold. All right, guys. So the tutorial right now was to push CRM contacts from breakcold to Smartlead. But what if you want to push like positive replies from Smartlead to breakcold? So for that, you still need to use Zapier or API or Make. So I'm going to show you how to do it. It's actually very simple. If you're using any other lead generation tool, you can also use that workflow. So maybe you are on this video now because I would just do one video because I'm using Smartlead. But if you're using another tool, you can just watch this video to know how to do it. So when you are using like a lead generation tool, so here Smartlead, you always have a webhook functionality where essentially when you want to, in the inbox of Smartlead, for example, when you mark someone as interested, you want them to be pushed to the CRM. So here I'm going to click on add webhook. I'm going to call it tests webhook. And then it asks you for webhook URL. So this is where you're going to have to create a new workflow in Zapier or in Make. So here I'm using Zapier because it's just like the most reliable tool to me. Very easy to use as well. And so when it comes to like, you're going to click on catch hook. Then you're going to click like it's going to generate you a URL. You're going to copy paste this URL in Smartlead, and then you're going to click on lead category updated. And because you want that in the inbox, when you say mark as interested, it goes to breakcold. So this is exactly what we're doing here. So, and then send test to webhook so that we can test if it works. So here I'm going to click on test trigger. We can see that we now have received the data. So the step 2 of the workflow is just to create the second step, which is essentially to push the lead inside breakcold. And so the action event for that is create or update leads. We're going to select an account here. I've already done it because essentially I've already connected the API key here. So very simple. And then you're going to just map the data. So here I won't do it like forever, essentially because like there's too much things to map. But essentially, usually what you want to do is just to map a couple of information, and from there, like pushing into precise list. So what we want to do here is that in breakcold, you see we have this list. So we want the lead to goes to the onboarding service list, and within the onboarding service list, we want them to go to the meeting link sent sales pipeline stage. So in that regard, we're going to click on the lists here, and we're going to click on onboarding service. And for the status, it's going to be meeting link sent. And yeah, then the rest I won't map it like I told you. So we're going to click on continue, and I'm going to click on test the step. And so now we're going to wait a couple of seconds, and I'm going to go back to breakcold. Seems like the test is finished, and boom, like the lead goes automatically in that category. So if I go to the pipeline, you can see that the demo lead Bob is directly in the pipeline. And so from there, you can do a lot of things with this type of integration. This is exactly what we've done at Barcol. You see, we have so it's a demo account, but essentially sometimes we use demo accounts for real stuff as well, because it stays connected. But we have this positive replies list where we just push every single positive replies from Smartlead inside the CRM. And so essentially what's happening, so here the setup is done. So I haven't clicked on save, but normally you have to click on save. And from there, when you are in your master inbox, when you mark a lead as interested, boom, automatically it goes to Brackle.
Okay, got it. In terms of positioning, like you guys, you really are focused on about like cold emailing. You don't have plans to expand to be like multi.
No, we will be. We will be multi-channel this year for sure.
Okay.
The exact dates and what we're releasing will be coming out soon. But we did try multi-channel 2 years ago. Famously, infamously, we got a nice little warning from a really large social media company that told us we cannot do automation on their side. So we did have multi-channel for a long time, but we couldn't. So now we're bringing a new mechanism of multi-channel into the product.
Okay, I see. So I guess it's pretty much linked to the next question is what is the future of the Smartlead product? So I know as a startup, like 1 year is already like far, but what's your vision maybe for the next 2, 3 years on the Smartlead product?
Yeah, great question. I think a lot of it is there's lots of gaps right now in the sales space still that we're solving for. Like for this 5 steps, we're solving for maybe step 2 and step 3. We want to definitely solve for step 4 and 5 as well. Uh, Pretty much bringing the sale all the way home for the customer, not just booking the meetings for them. Along with that, we've got a lot of agentic work that we're working towards to help customers on the deliverability and sending side, a lot of automations. But obviously, multi-channel, we are going to allow customers to go ahead and reach to their customers using multi-layer platforms, whether it's SMS, phone calls, power dialing, so on and so forth. So that's going to be coming in as well. But we've got some enterprise grade infrastructure updates coming in on the mailbox side. So a lot of isolative sending that will help basically the consumer side for people to be excited about features. Multi-channel is a big one. We've got a lot of deliverability updates coming in, and you've also got on the non-consumer but enterprise grade level stuff. A lot of people can basically truly white label their entire product with some of the upgrades that we've got coming out right now. So yeah, that would be the bigger one of the 3, which is the email infrastructure that we're releasing soon.
Yeah, maybe if you can like just develop a little bit when you say truly white label, because I know you guys had white label for a while. Like,
Yeah, we're still completely white label. What I mean by truly white labeled is, so there's a white label experience, which a lot of people use right now,
Yeah.
but there's, I don't have the exact number, but it's a little shy of 100, but above 80-ish. That is full SaaS businesses or full scale businesses that have built their entire email infrastructure on Smartlead. So
Okay, understood.
they're offering an email infrastructure to their customers, but that's actually a
Yeah.
fully white label built on top of us. So we're driving a lot more functionality and enterprise grade structurisms for customers to build that. So you never know the next big SaaS that's got any. If the goal is, if there's any SaaS in the world that's using email as communication within their platform, we would love for them to be using our infrastructure.
So essentially, like you've been in the cold emailing space for a while. Obviously, you were sending a lot of cold emails even before founding Smartlead. You also founded like SmartWriter, and you've done a lot of SaaS. So you're very knowledgeable, obviously, about cold emailing. So what is the biggest advice you would give to a first time Smartlead user?
Don't get too sunk into the details. We offer a lot of features and options on Smartlead. I think you just need to find a bunch of good people who would want to buy your stuff. Focus on like pure content and copy. Have a really good offer to sell, and that does most of the work. Of course, the deliverability part is a big thing for you to worry about, but you worry about that when you're doing like 30,000 leads or something. But if you're just starting off and you're just getting used to sending outbound, find 1,000 people you want to send something to, and then make sure that the offer and pitch you've got is really, really good for those 1,000 people. It's not that hard. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And when it comes to deliverability, so obviously in the past 2 years, like Google Outlook, they've been more and more aggressive, obviously, as cold emailing is more accessible, especially cold emailing at scale. So in your opinion, obviously you might be biased, but do you think it will always be possible to send cold emails at scale? Or do you think at some point there will be like a shift?
One part of me says there'll be a shift, and the other part of me pretty much says, I think every time we've said there's a shift, there hasn't been. Email is the primary driver of revenue for every business in the world in terms of communication. So I think as long as we're communicating on email as professionals, I don't think email will die. It will get harder. There's no denying of that fact. Everything gets harder, right? It was today. I think there's a famous quote like, "Today will be the cheapest for you to reach out to your potential lead." Right? Tomorrow will be more expensive. Day after will be more expensive. That doesn't mean on utility. It simply means there's more people who are going to enter the market tomorrow than there are today. Facebook ads in 2017 were ridiculously cheap. Facebook ads now are ridiculously different. So your offer will need to change. You may not be able to sell like $50 packages anymore. You may have to sell $5,000 or $10,000 packages. So I think that's where things will change. But in terms of using outbound as a concept, I doubt that will change, but you may be forced to not do as much mass blasting and focus really on core persona based selling. And that will only happen when, again, you've figured out exactly who you want to sell to, what you want to sell. And given that obviously email doesn't die as a primary form of communication. So emails and phone calls, that's the two ways people will always communicate. So I don't see it go away. It'll just get a bit more crowded, like every other market does. Not this year, but maybe 26, 27. I'd be surprised if the market doesn't change.
Yeah, got it. Understood.
Yeah.
And AI is pretty much like everywhere right now. So, in your opinion, like, what is the best use case of AI within cold emailing?
Research.
Research to find like
research, finding out the right prospect to send the message to, and finding out the right content to send. Going back to Smartwriter days, I think Smartwriter had something positive working for it. It was just, I guess, too new for its time. But I do think research is a big thing.
What do you think about the state of like sales CRM? So for the last decades, obviously you've been like Salesforce, HubSpot, Pipedrive for SMBs, Close also for cold calling people. Do you feel like they not taking new waves when it comes to like being a CRM? Like, what's your take in general of the space?
And I'm not pitching you obviously, but like since I'm over here, the bias is there. What you guys are doing is great. To be honest, it covers all angles of everything, and a lot of selling right now is social selling. A lot of selling right now is intent-based selling. A lot of selling is relevant-based selling, and building a CRM on that is social-based or social signal-driven content is incredibly high value, right? I think HubSpot, Salesforce, Pipedrive, any of the larger vendors in the market, they're good, but they're good for traditional sales, right? The classic market qualified lead comes in, the sales team is trying to build up the pipeline, they're going to reach out to them, and they're going to go through like a normal funnel. But sales as a concept fundamentally has changed, right? And that's kind of where your product, Breakcold, comes in with a lot of pizzazz and energy, because we don't need to worry about having step. You know how I said at the beginning that like Smartlead does, if there's 5 steps, Smartlead does step 2 and step 3. I think the HubSpots, etc., if there's 5 steps to CRM, they're probably doing, they were doing 5 steps, but now they're probably doing step 3 and step 4. And where you guys are coming in is you're coming at the very source and you're taking it all the way back home as well. So I think that's also attributional to why you've done so well. So